Good evening, Leo, my friend. Give me 2 seconds. Give him a minute. How are you doing, my friend? How's life? Let me eat my banana. We need to keep the tradition. Good evening, Jace. All right. Had you done a newsletter? You mean, have I ever had my own newsletter that people can subscribe to? Is that what you mean, Jace? Chica, oh my god, man, I was thinking about you. I thought you ate too much kaimak and you just forgot about me. I haven't seen you last night, or maybe I just forgot about you. I don't think, I don't know, maybe very long ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I might have, you know. I used to have a website almost 20 years ago, my first website. I might have had something, let me actually check. I used to have this domain very, very long ago. Let me actually check domain lookup, yeah. I used to have this domain many years ago, I think. Okay, fuck you. All right, cool. Let's get going today. I hope you guys are fine and all of that. Yeah. The thing is, at one point in life, Chica, you're going to get bored of all that and you will not be using Linux. Why am I saying this is because I've spent many years doing exactly what you're doing now. And I have zero doubts that it's going to happen to you. Why? Because it happens to everybody, right? At one point, you will not give a shit about dot files and stuff like that anymore, right? And this is just a transition that every professional goes through. And you will go through that as well, 100%, million percent. I have no doubts. So enjoy it now. And at one point in life, you're going to realize that a lot of that is just a huge waste of time and you're going to move on. Okay. So let's fix the courses thing. That's what we're going to start on. So because actually this week I will start making at least one course and then we'll see. So let's create a course. And as far as I remember from last night when we tried testing this, adding lecture was broken. Drop the database. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. You always bring good energy to the stream. So super happy you're here, man. Okay, first and foremost, video URL is required. So let's exactly. Video URL, let's find this crap. Video URL is get initial state. Video URL. So why is it required though? Invalid YouTube URL. Ah, I see. It's because the validator that we've built is kind of. I see. Okay. So yeah, so we'll have to fix that. Basically, is YouTube URL should only. Yeah, because this now is failing because empty string is not a YouTube URL. So we probably should probably update the validator itself, right? Yeah, we should probably update the validator itself. So let's do that. Where was that validation library we coded inside of the stream? So file, open recent, what was it? It was called, what did I call it? Programmer Network AJV, right? And then if we go over here, we go to keywords, we go, is YouTube URL, exactly. So the main thing right now, I am sitting down now, yep. Good, man. Good for you. Good for you, man. Stop wasting time, man. Stop wasting time and do something productive, man. You're wasting so much time, man. Saying this out of long experience of doing exactly that for many years. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. So the question now here is, how do we want to handle this, right? Because let's just imagine that this should only return false if there is a URL, but that's not right. So that's my assumption, right? Give me just 1 second. All right, so this is so All right, let me ask ChatGPT. Just this is one really crazy edge case that I don't actually know, not technically how to solve, but okay. So let's say, given this AJV validator, is there a way to make it required only if a required property in the schema exists for the given field? For instance. So let's see. But isn't required only stating that the property has to exist as part of the object, not that it actually needs to have a value. I basically want to check inside of this custom validator if the YouTube URL is set to required in the required list. Is it possible to somehow access required list in this inside the validator? For instance, I want to allow, yeah, actually, let's just do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, shit. YouTube URL, yeah. All right. That's actually good. Okay, this is pretty much what I want, yeah. The code you wrote seems okay. Now, what I want is that the validator itself can return true, valid, if the YouTube URL is not provided at all, meaning the value is not truthy, but only if the property isn't in the required list. If value is not truthy and is in required, then yeah, exactly what I want. Pretty much what I want. Yeah. If value is not truthy but in required. Okay, let's take a look at that. Where was this implementation? Over here, right? And I think we need to provide return. So we have the shit. I keep going to the wrong code base. So we have the compile, right? So let's do this. We have the compile, right? Oops. Yep. And then what else do we have? We have the validate, right? Yeah. Wait a minute. Actually, fuck it. This should be correct, right? Okay. If the value is not truthy and not in required, then valid. Yeah, this is what I want. We'll write the test for this in a second, so give me a moment. The value is not truthy and not in, if the value is truthy but not a valid YouTube URL, I mean, yeah, at this point we don't really need to ask this, right? If the value is truthy but not, yeah. So I think this should, MD boss, good evening, buddy. So I think this is good. Let's run some unit tests for this, right? So let's go to programmer network AJV, npm test. So it's all passing now, right? Shit. So So let's try to write a test for this right now. Shit. Tip tab, string utils, the secure string. What the hell is happening there? Okay, so let's go, let's find is YouTube URL. Here is the tests, right? Okay, great. Yeah. Should pass if URL is falsy value, but the YouTube URL isn't required, right? And then here, basically, omitting this, expect valid to be true. So that should be the test, right? Let's take a look at that. So it's failing. Object null is not iterable, cannot read property symbol create. Let's print this parent schema. Let's see if this code is actually still valid. Give me 1 second here, motherfucker. Format and paste seems to be enabled. It's fucking annoying the living shit out of me. That's the worst setting that exists, literally. Okay. Parent schema type string is YouTube URL true. Okay. Parent schema required. So I don't actually see required anywhere, right? So let's take a look at the test. So where's the test? Over here, right? Properties. So required, we do actually, so we did actually set it here. Let's take a look. Is YouTube URL true? So it's actually checking in here, right? Shit. That's not the right place where we should be looking at, right? Parent data, parent schema. Yeah, so this is not really accurate, right? Because I would expect this parent schema. You can see the parent schema returns type string is YouTube URL true. So that's not the parent schema, that is the actual schema itself, right? Like if I would put this required here, which would not be correct AJV schema, right? We'll probably see that there now, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Interesting. So that would be cool to kind of figure out if we can actually do that. Validate foo, yeah, but it doesn't seem so, honestly. Let's see. Object null is not a trouble symbol, exactly. And then over here we can see that we're missing the. Let me just try to populate it at least. So let's say test. All right, let's go back to the robot. Parent schema seems to be a reference to the schema in which YouTube URL is. Let's see what the robot says. I apologize for you're correct. The answer parent schema content refers to the local schema. As of the latest, does not provide a built-in way. To achieve functionality you want, you might need to work around this limitation. You could do by having an external required list that you maintain separately. Nah, no, that's not gonna happen. Nope. Whatsoever, I do have a better idea, right? So I think what we could actually do, right, to still kind of make this work is I could try to work with min length, right? So combine this with min length. So type string, so I can say here min length 1, for instance. And now actually in the implementation here, right? So here I'm gonna save parent schema. Let's actually see what the parent. So you can see, beautiful, beautiful. Jamu, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much, man. So yeah, so now we can see if there's no value in parent schema. Actually, I think I have a good idea to fix this. Actually, I'm sure. So if there's no value and the dot min length, so if this, right? Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Then return true. So meaning, okay, beautiful. So now if we actually remove the min length and say should pass if the URL is faulty, but the min length is 0 or not present. So I'm sure this is correct. So now let's see what the hell is happening. Did we mess up the test? There's a high probability. That's correct. Let's see, why is this failing? Let's comment this shit out. Okay, so there's something wrong here. So parent schema. That's correct, yes. Let's take a look at this. Cookie Cake, good evening, buddy. How's life? Okay, so we actually do get in here, and then we return true. That's correct, yes. So what the hell is happening? So that is correct. So it must be the test, right? It's this crap here, right? Okay, great. There we go. I saw you using ChatGPT, Stekov. I am using Copilot. I am using a Copilot as well. Even better because I can code. Nice, man. Nice. I am using a Copilot. I am. Just not in the way that maybe you are using it. Should. Okay, should. Give me a second. Fuck, what is the other thing I needed to test this for? Yeah, so should fail if URL is falsy, but the min length is equal or greater than 1. Let's say 2. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm using all the tools at my disposal. Not too many. I mean, I have very few extensions. So if I show you my extensions here, right, it's very minimal setup because I've just removed all the extensions. So all the extensions I have basically are those here. Wait, so no, those are actually not my extensions right now. This is from a different profile. Those are the only extensions I have installed now. So actually, it's a bit messed up now. There seems to be some conflict with my profiles here, I think. Let me see. Yeah, so it's using the wrong profile. I don't know why is it doing that. Let me reload this crap. It's using completely wrong profile, right? But yeah, those are my extensions. You can quickly... So this is my shit, right? Why does it say free trial? I have Copilot set up properly. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, because maybe Copilot enable collect. No, actually, it's, well, yeah, never mind. All right, never mind. All right, cool. I've been using Copilot for a while. I mean, I hated it at start. I got the alpha when it came out. I actually hated it. It annoyed the living shit out of me. But now I like it. I learned to live with it. Raps, good evening, buddy. How's life, man? How are you? Okay, great. So this is good now. So technically now we can deploy this thing. Our tests are all passing. Let me see if I need to test anything more. So should pass. If URL is falsy, but the min length is 0 or not present. Copilot X is in the beta. I don't have Copilot X. I just have Copilot X. I applied for the beta, but they didn't invite me to this one, right? I've signed up for this fella long ago. I'm still waiting for this. I'm still waiting for this fella. When is it coming out? I don't know. So because you'll see now, it's gonna say, "Hey, you already joined." I actually did already, so I don't know why is it showing. What? Ah, this is something. Sign up for the Copilot for CLI. Okay, fair enough. It is. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be super good. I agreed fully. Actually, this is completely fucking inaccurate. Parent schema required min length. Are you kidding me? How did this even work then? Why are my tests actually passing then? Give me 1 second. I need to check one thing. Tinder for Fang engineers. I don't think there's Fang engineers here. They're too cool drinking latte and acting like hipsters. So no, not really. Not really. Okay, that's actually good. That's good now, I think. You're a fanger and you're there. Okay, well, I mean, then you're not a fanger enough. You need to have those, hipster glasses, some incredibly expensive tea. This exactly. I think exactly. Maybe, yeah. Let me just see. So those tests are still passing. We're actually not using that. Let's underscore it. That's great. That looks great. Let's push this shit. All right, cool. So let's commit this crap and let's push it, and then let's take a look at that. So we're run. So all the tests are passing there. Let's go to our GitHub crap. Where is it? No, let's go to the organization. Let's go to the AJV thing. Popsa Turbo Hard. Oh my god, this guy fucks. What a nickname, man. What a nickname. Beautiful. Popsa Turbo Hard. Fuck yeah, man. Let's go. Did I push this crap? Did it actually? Yeah, I don't know why is this fella kind of failing to do it? Yeah, VS Code is kind of drunk a bit. Great. Let's see now. 1 minute ago. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go now to our front end, right? Let's go there locally. And give me 1 second. AJV. So this is kind of this isomorphic library I wrote for programming network. So I'm using the same stuff in both our API and here. So let's just because I'm not doing any local linking or anything. So I'll just do this, right? And then yeah, something like this, right? Beautiful. I used to use MySpace when I was a kid, man. I used to play in the bands during those times, right? So file dependencies are not may not be resolved. What the fuck? That's super strange. Ah, I see. Okay, that's unfortunate. So PMPMI. It would be nice to create a new MySpace, right? That people actually want to use. I think MySpace was bought by Justin Timberlake or someone, and then it just failed afterwards. But I remember I was a generation using MySpace for sure. All right, let's give this a shot now. I still have my MySpace. I have 2 profiles there. Like I think they're literally 20 years old. So this is, and those assholes removed my music. So I recorded some music back then. Here are some of my songs. That's the golden days of me being a musician. But actually, when I tried to play them, they had like an outreach or something, right? And they just removed shit ton of stuff. Let me show you my early teenager years. If this shit loads, you can see it's all fucking broken. Can I sign in here? This is, you're witnessing one of the fucking oldest profiles on this on the internet. What was my password? I didn't change my password in like, Jesus Christ, man. Fuck you, man. But you can see everything's broken. You can see that my image is not here, but I'm trying to like access something. Every year when I visited back, because I have a lot of memories in this platform, right? Every year when I come, less and less shit works. I don't know why don't they just shut this down, right? I don't know why they don't shut this fucking thing down, man. Like every year I come, it's like less of the crap working. This is my profile actually. It's fuck you now for triggering me to go here. Like seriously. Jesus Christ, man. I don't remember. But I was triggered now completely. I need to. There we go. Okay, go to sign in. I knew it. Let's try to sign into MySpace. Where's my email, man? I do want to log in though. So I didn't get the email, so their email verification doesn't work. That's normal after 20 years, right? Fuck. What is the password? What was the password, man? Come on. Shit. Did their email maybe go to spam or something? No, it didn't. No, but I resetted my password. What the hell, man? Where's my password, man? Jesus Christ, forgot password. Ooh, I see. Okay. Ah, it's a different email. I know which email it is. This is like a 20 years old email. No. Wait a minute. It's this email. Fuck you guys, okay? Fuck you, Leo. No, it's not. Motherfucker. Let me check all of this spam for offering me Viagra and shit like that. Okay, so it's not this email. Fucking shit. So which email is it then? I was so triggered now, man. Unacceptable how triggered I am now. Wait, give me a second. I know that I'm gonna get in. I must get in. The fuck? Where is... Which... Where... Motherfuckers. I could actually buy some. We emailed you instructions on how to reset your password. Fuck you, man. You didn't email me shit, man. What the hell are you talking about? Let's try with the email, right? I tried this email. I'm not a robot, even though that's not 100% true. I am kind of half a robot. Okay. All right. So they claim they've sent the email, right? It's a mystery. It's an enigma, right? This is an enigma right now. Did they send... Oh! There we go. Look at this beautiful email. It used to be $1 billion company. Look at this fucking shit, man. So if anybody bitches about my fucking programmer network, oh, Alex, there's 1 pixel off. Look at this motherfucker. It's probably this Fang guy who made this account. I know it's you, man. Look at this. How beautiful. Yeah, look at this. Let's go. Let's put some super strong password, because if somebody steals this account, it's a lot of value. It's a huge value, right? Our terms have changed. Fuck you, man, okay? Your terms, man. Did I just sign up with a different account, bro? Are you kidding me? What is this shit, man? Did they... What is this crap in the bottom, man? What is this cookie shit? Why? Man, where's my account? Where's my pictures, bro? Come on, load something. Load something. Look at those images. Beautiful. Actually, this is me when I was young. Actually, let's take a look at the next one. And this is me when I was a little bit older. And then let's wait for the next one. Let's click next. And this is me when I was happy in life. Yeah, this is the happy picture. And yeah, and the last one, of course it's loading. I'm just shitting on you guys. Jesus Christ, man. They removed everything. Fuck. Oh. Let's see the error. They're using Express. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my fucking god. They seriously rewrote their API in Express. Look at this. A fucking stack trace. A fucking stack trace, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, dude. Literally a stack trace. Controller.view.model.layout. Controller.js line 110. Oh my god, no wonder this platform fucking failed, man. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. That is where's my fucking account? Can I see how old this account is at least? Or download data. Okay, let's download the data. Let's see which data we downloaded. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Look at the data. Look at the data that I downloaded. Look at this. This is the data that they gave me. Are you fucking kidding me, man? And this is probably hosted somewhere on S3, on either on cloud storage in GCP or S3 and AWS. I can see this is like an object. Is there anything I can see about my account? Can I see when it was made or anything? Did they preserve any details? I can change my username. Nice. Shit, man. I want to build a platform like this that's completely broken and still live. Well, I've built a platform like that. Well, but doesn't matter. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. That's MySpace for you guys. And my MySpace password reset successful. A very small font. I like it. And I like this part as well. Beautiful. Okay. Ah, what an experience. Okay, great. The fuck is this? All right. So let's get back here and let's start fixing our own shit. For sure. Maybe 3 less users. Maybe 3 less users. Okay, so this now should basically work, right? So this now should no longer require us to... Good. Okay, now let's just see if that... Let's just make sure that that shit that we did. So if I would add min length of 1 here, right? Then this crap now should... MySpace was a platform, yeah, I mean, it was more music oriented always, but yes, it was like Facebook. You could create your own profile and shit like that, yeah. Panosa, good evening, my friend. So did we fuck something up with that validator? Clearly we did, or... wait a minute. It might not be that. Okay, so let's take a look at what am I doing here. So I have this my own custom hook. Oh, that's why. Okay, this is completely fucking stupid. Why am I using this if there's no lecture? What? Yeah, MySpace had customization, right? So MySpace was the first platform I remember as a kid. You could change the like whole background, whole wallpaper of your profile. So not just like your profile picture, but you could change all of it, right? MRSZ, thank you very much, buddy. It's so true. It's so true. Okay, let's clean this up. I mean, all of this was built in the stream, right? So it's like, what the fuck do we expect? I'm not perfect, right? I know that many of you guys here in the chat are perfect programmers. I'm not the perfect kind. Okay, so okay, it's quite clear what the issue is. First of all, let's take this out into some handler, right? So instead of having this lambda function here, let's just say a handle create lecture or whatever. Shit. All right, cool. All right, great. So let's see if form.validate, is that how I implemented this hook? I don't remember. What am I exporting at the end? I'm exporting the validate, which I guess returns some object. Yeah, over here. Okay, that's useless, but is valid true? That's correct. Okay. So if no form is valid, if it's invalid, stop. And then, okay, I see what's happening. All right. So we most likely have fucked up something in that validator. I don't see other reason why this is failing, right? So try that. Yeah, super awkward. What the fuck is this, man? Objects are not as valid React. Found object with key 0, 1. If you meant to render collection of children, use an array. Okay, so this is completely fucked, right? Let's see what the hell. But it's fine, right? We're gonna fix this very easily, not a problem. So if form, so how come that this is not valid? It's a title required. So where is it? Content type string. So this is a tip tap content, right? So what was the validator? What was the tip tap validator that I built? Anyone remembers? How it has text, right? So this has to be has text true, right? Value must be text, exactly. Great. Did I provide a way to the error? Did I provide a way to extend this validator? Like this content is required, yeah. Lecture content cannot be empty. Yes, absolutely, Chica. Thank you very much for the Neo. Thank you very much for the follow. Absolutely, Chica. I can. Leo, you're leaving to bed way too early lately, man. What is happening? Are you going to work early? So I did, I think, mess up. So something here got messed up, right? Which is honestly it shouldn't have, right? So I don't think it did. Got it, man. Thank you very much for coming, man. I'm gonna try to stream also earlier whenever I can, so I can be here longer, man. Sleep well. The Stan, thank you very much, buddy, for the follow. Okay, so let's just go with this, and then let's see now. So let's now fix the actual bug so we can have this feature working fully in production. Right now, it's not. There's few bugs here and there. Okay, so my API is returning 201, which means, hey, it's like, hey, Alex, all good. But we can clearly see that it's not actually good, right? Okay, wait a minute. So if I publish this course and I go to actually to courses, we'll probably see that crap. Yeah, here it is, right? And I also shouldn't need to enroll into my own course, so that's another thing we should fix. And here's the content. Okay, I see it. Jesus Christ, fucking trolls. Isn't it weird that we have a little voice in our heads, like the one you used to read this? Okay. Okay, so shut up, guys. Okay. Yeah, let's go back here. I need to focus. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. So let's find this crap. So where is this? Okay, so it seems that I just stopped fetching the lectures for every associated. Okay, it's I think I know. So let's go to courses, views, course. No, not really. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, it is good. It is good. Course. Wait a minute. Courses, dashboard, courses. Yeah. So over here, I suppose we stopped fetching the actual lectures, right? Is there something like get lectures? Because I suppose that, or I messed it up in the API. It could be some regression. Let's take a look. So if I refresh this, we're going to get the course, right? Course sections, course lectures. So it is here, right? So that's correct. So we're just not rendering it properly. So we can see that the lecture is in fact here. So that's actually good. So course, and also why is this underscored? That's annoying. Handle create lecture, yeah. But that's also not a problem for now. Let's see. So Bimi, thank you very much, buddy. Okay, so lecture form. Okay, let's read a bit of this code. What did we write? All right, so course title, button, outline, toggle, publish. So here, so we render the sections over here, and then for each section, I basically render the lectures, right? So let's see why is this not actually happening. We're probably not going to get any logs here because they're non-rendered, right? So actually there is one rendered. What the fuck? So where is it? Why is it not shown here? So what's happening? Let's say title is there. Ah, I see. What would I do? I return. No, this can't be. No, what? Oh, I passed this to sortable list. So this is some component I wrote, right? I see. Then I have the sortable item. Interesting. Okay, so why do I have this? I see. I see why. Okay. So what if I just nuke this and we get rid of that useless code there completely? Wait a minute. Wait, Jesus Christ. Come on. Right? We do something like that, maybe. Not gentle. Thank you very much, buddy. Thanks. Okay, so that's almost, I think, should be working. Almost, but not working yet. So let's see why. Super strange. Lecture. Wait. So let's see this fella over here. What the hell is happening? I know that you can't live without me, Leo, so it's completely fine, man. It's completely fine. There's no shame in that. Panosa can't live without me. He hates me, but he keeps coming back every night. So he understands you probably. Okay, so and then this sortable list. Okay. Okay, so I shouldn't have really. Yeah, this is kind of useless, right? Okay, because I was doing, I think, some sorting. Looks for ban. Okay, so I can actually see what's happening here. So this is kind of useless altogether, right? So we'll just nuke this fucking crap from here, right? From to the oblivion. So actually, and we're using some divs. And okay, but I see it's one of the streams very long ago we implemented this, because this should also be a list item, not a div, right? Etc. And then this shouldn't necessarily be children. In fact, you know, it should actually. Yeah, so we just need to clean this up. I think that's what we forgot to do. That's really pretty much all that there is to it. So we have a sortable list, and I was composing that with a sortable item, right? So we can still have sortable item if we want, but I don't think it's really necessary, right? So this should be just a list item here. We can actually get rid of this crap, right? And then this is the sortable list, motherfucker. Okay. So we don't really need any of that, right? Are we actually shit? Wait a minute. Getting ahead of myself, maybe. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just remember what we did long ago. Oh, okay. So we have a storybook here, sortable list. So this is a sortable list, and we're only using it here. Okay, great. Well, you know what? Then fuck it. Let's just nuke that. I don't like those abstractions unless they're absolutely necessary, right? So let's actually get this crap here, and we're just gonna remove a bunch of code. I like my code. My code is, as I always say, my code is the best when I remove it. That's when I'm always certain that it actually works. So my code works the best when it's not there, actually. And I like it. I like it that way. Okay. What the fuck is this, man? So where is the sorted list going? Okay, so here. All right. Let me just, yeah. It's going to be too much to delete now. I want to move to something else. So you know what? Yeah. You know what? So, all right. So what we pass it, we compose some array of objects, and each object has the data itself and the components. And then in this sortable list, right? Let's actually undo this as well. We have a sortable item which gets the component, which kind of sucks ass, right? But so this guy gets the actual component, which I should have probably just given it an actual children, not the component. But technically, right? It's missing basically this, right? Yeah, I don't like that, but fuck it. Oops. You would like to do that, wouldn't you? Fucking fucker. All right, wait. How hard is it? Is it how hard can this be? And then what do we have here? Yeah, I mean, I don't like this, honestly. I don't like how this looks like at all. Why am I doing this like this? Okay, so let's at least simplify this guy here, right? So sortable list. Yeah, I don't really like that, right? So let's do this. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. What do we have here? Yeah, exactly, right? And then let's see what this each one of those items is, and then that's how we're gonna fix it, right? So let's do that, and then let's print, and then let's go to the API and see. I think in the API we'll have to fix a few things, right? So let's do this. Yeah, I think that's the item. Okay, so we have the component itself, which kind of sucks, but that's what it is. So this should be item dot component, right? And then let's get rid of some of this shit here just for now. Wait, what else do we have? We had components, yeah. Let's just nuke all of this just so we can see if we can actually render this crap. All right, so now it's here, right? So now it's there and that's okay. Again, I don't really like this much because it's quite useless also. Well, it's sort of, so we pass the items here, we compose this component. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I just don't like it. That's all. So we're not gonna use it like this. Let's just change this slightly a bit. So we're gonna build it more composable like this, right? And yeah, inside of the, even though again it's a completely useless abstraction when you think about it, because there's really nothing to do, right? I mean, we can just as well, we could have just as well taken this shit, right? So that is the thing with this, right? It's just useless, right? Right now it solves nothing. So we can just as well do something like this, right? And how was I using this? No, do not return undefined. That's not what I want. Okay, that's good. Yes, that's okay. What else? Items. We have that. Set selected item. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see if that's the case. Okay, let's get rid of this. Almost tears. Wait, let me see. Selected item is not defined. I see. Where is the select? Ah, okay. So how is it called then? Wait, we're set selected. I guess they should be called selected lecture, right? Yes. And then I don't think there's an item. Yeah, exactly. And then this item actually is a lecture, right? I'll just simplify that, right? Like hell. Okay, there we go. And now actually it should be working, right? And that's good. The only thing that isn't working, it's not pre-filling this stuff. So we'll need to fix that now as well. Just fix those things. This was done too fast, I think, in a stream. I'm just going to nuke this completely. Just not to keep useless files around. Is that still compiling? Yeah, there's probably some import somewhere that's failing, right? And this guy is then like, hey, yeah. Shit. Yeah. All right, great. Beautiful. All right, great. So now, yeah, so let's see what's happening there now. Set selected, whatever, lecture, I guess, right? Let's get over here. So what do we have? Handle entity clicked lecture. Why am I doing this? What is this doing? Okay, and then this is setting the selected one. Okay, I see. So essentially, yeah, we don't really need this, I suppose, right? It should be handling that. Come on, man. So actually, we do need it. Super strange. Lecture section, yeah. Handle entity clicked, and then if the entity is lecture, data entity is lecture, section ID, section title. Okay, that's a bit strange, but whatever. Where was this crap? Set selected lecture, and what is this? Yeah, but why do I have two different states then for that? Okay, whatever. I don't know. Okay, well that's what I don't like that, but that's how it is for now. So we click that shit section blah blah blah. So let's now handle that. So set selected lecture, handle entity clicked, set selected, and I guess yeah. So yeah. I see. Okay, I think I know. I know what we did, right? I know what we did. Jesus Christ, man, come on. I mean, is this really necessary, right? I don't think so. We can just, if there's no lecture, return. Oh, by the way, are you sending section object via props? If yes, I had issue recently with clicking on link component in new tab. Cause error when page doesn't see data. Well, I don't think that local storage has anything to do with that. Local storage is just persistent storage in the browser, right? So it's just a way to cache data locally. And I would advise against using local storage as much as possible. It has a synchronous API. It's slow. It has a limit of 5 megabytes, etc., etc., etc. But that has nothing to do with type of storage. A lot of people, especially more junior people in programming in general, have hard times handling and setting initial state. So the problem is that's why you see a lot of conditional operators. You see a lot of if statements like if this exists and this exists and that exists, because so your view is probably exploding because there's some short circuit in your component or somewhere else, and you're not handling that, right? So that's why, especially if you're using Redux or any other state machine, you always, it's fundamental in your any sort of state to have initial state. That way you don't need to keep checking if this, you should never really be checking, or in very rare circumstances you should be checking, does this property actually exist? Because property should always exist. It should just have this or that value, right? And then of course you need the loading state. When some asynchronous operation is happening, you need to wait until it finishes. So you need some variable, like that's why it's usually called, it's loading or it's whatever. So that has nothing to do with the state at all and where you store the state, right? Nothing to do with that. Okay, so this is fixed now. That's great. Interesting. What? So if I'm in, okay, I see. So let's fix that as well. Thanks. Good evening, buddy. Good evening. Last night you thought I'm roasting you. Sorry for that, man. Poor guys. Like, what the fuck did I say wrong? What are the issues? Please tell me. I'm genuinely interested. It's actually good if you're having issues, because I've seen some errors in my Grafana and Loki, and I definitely need to know what issues, because I'm trying to decipher some of the errors I'm getting and I can't. I can see a bunch of validation errors, and this could be you, man. So it would be super good if, because I can't decipher out of my limited knowledge of writing Grafana queries. I mean, I didn't. So the stack trace I'm getting for that specific error isn't clear, but I've seen that. Let me actually close this crap. I've actually seen where it is. Didn't I open the API project? Give me a second. I was almost certain I did. Okay, I didn't. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. And I would be super interested to if you can tell me, we'll fix it right away, right? I keep getting update failed. Can you please open your network tab and tell me what you get? Because I approximately know what it is. Let's go. So it's happening here, right? Somehow this tag ID ends up being null, and I don't know how is that possible? Like, how do you get into that state? Because I have super heavy validation here, right? And all sorts of stuff, right? So if we go to update user, I think over here, right, you can see that tags are required, and they have very explicit label has to be string, value has to be string. No, I don't think. No, I don't think so. No. I mean, so here we're promissifying stuff. So we are waiting for this promise all to finish, right? Message bad request. You know what? Let me actually wrap this in a try catch, right? And here I'm gonna say I'm gonna use this custom decorator I wrote. I'm gonna say reply.send error 500 error. Let me just push this immediately to production, and then we can maybe get some more logs. So try catch update user. I try to add HTTPS to my website, then I get that error. Ooh. Wait, so I got the same the other day. Okay, I see. It's very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Give me 1 second, because that has way higher priority than fixing this course's shit. So I've pushed this thing. You cannot change your username. That's not possible. Username is not changeable. So you cannot do that. And that's going to remain like that for a while, right? You cannot change your username, and you shouldn't even be able to type in here, right? Okay, let me try to do some shit, right? So if I go to my website, successful. First and last name, asshole. Ah, profanity. So my profanity validator works. Okay. I'm so proud. My profanity validator worked. Nice. Cool story. Okay. Moment of pride. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see now when we push the try catch, right? Let's then. Well, actually, there is a name called Dick, right? So actually, that's super unfair. Like if I say Dick here, right? Dick is an actual American name. Is Dick an American name, right? And it is. Dick origin, I mean, the name Dick is boy name of German origin, meaning dominant ruler. So there is a literally, you know, people in the US, they're called Dicks, right? Hey, Dick. You know, what's up, Dick, right? Sure. Hey, Dick. Hey, Dick. What's up, Dick? Imagine. I think there's a guy called Dick Balls, name and last name. I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. If you rename your Dick to name your Dick and Balls, what name? Yeah, Cock. I think I don't think I'm allowing that as well. Hey, Cock. Yeah, profanity not allowed. Please remove the following words. Cock. All right, that's what it is. Let's. I don't know, man. How evil you have to be to call your name. To imagine you get this little beautiful baby and you name it Dick. It's like, hey, what's your baby's name? Dick. It's like, what the fuck, man? Why would you do that? It's like, I'm sorry, Dick. It's like, come on, dude. It's not cool at all, man. Right? Of course, man. That would be like I would be so grateful, man. I would be so grateful. Hey, Dick. All right, so but I really want to fix this. You know, you're like playing with your baby and like, oh, my little dick. You know, it's like it doesn't make sense, man. I don't know. Let's not talk about dicks. I don't know. Maybe someone here in the chat is actually called Dick, right? So my assumption is that they are getting the error because some tag related issue. Fax, can you do one thing for me? Fax and Bounty, can you do one thing for me? Can you update your tags? So can you remove your tags and just choose another one and then try to update other fields? Thanks, man. Let's just try that because I really need, because I couldn't figure out what the issue is. Last night we deployed something, right? Sako, my friend, good evening. Ah, fuck, man. Maybe because you remember, guys, last night that I finally imposed. No, I think last night that I added that missing min items thing that we missed. So maybe you don't have any tags. Do you have any tags? Suckcock. He is a cock, so it's okay. But I'm sure it's something related to tags, right? All right, while the guys, let's see if this shit is actually deployed. Give me a second. API. Did my yeah? So okay, great. So now I should actually be able to see more errors. Let's see last 5 minutes. So if you guys actually fail, I should be seeing something hopefully more meaningful, right? So this is deployed unless I fucked up production. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to anticipate for the errors there. And the only assumption now I might have is that when you signed up, I had some regression in the code or something, and you managed to sign up without any tags, and that technically isn't possible. All right, let me just do some work though while you guys are doing that. So if I actually go here, I just want to do another thing. And thank you everybody for your follows and stuff. I'm sorry for not pronouncing your names. It would take half of the stream just doing that basically. And so uncategorized tag should be there. That's the hidden tag we have, right? So that's kind of the hidden tag, right? Everybody has uncategorized. All of you. So if you don't follow any tags in the backend, basically, I make sure that every user. So let me show you, right? So if we go to like register, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to register, right? So when you're signing up, so when a user signs up, right? Quinn, good evening. So when a user signs up, I do all sorts of validation. We do some hashing. We generate a password. We generate some validity, how long password should be there. And then what I do, I associate you, the user who is signing up, with the default uncategorized tag, right? So basically, when you sign up, if you don't choose any tags, you're always going to follow the uncategorized tag, right? I just didn't figure out any better way to do this, right? That's it, right? And then I do the rest. I send an email using SendGrid and all of that shit, right? And then this is just some development details that shouldn't really be there. But yeah, this is where I associate a new user that signs up with with a tag. Now, fuck, did I actually do that when you're signing up through the GitHub and LinkedIn and shit? Because I did all of that work manually. Give me a second. So here's my, no, this is also kind of a bit broken. Sync GitHub repositories, no. So where did I write that logic? Over here, right? Let me just check that maybe. So this is my kind of unified generic callback for all the strategies that I implemented. So I get the info function here. This get info function, basically, it gets one of the functions, like if you're signing up to LinkedIn or Twitch or whatever. So if I actually get back here, so we either going to get an error. If we get an error, we respond with that, whatever. If there's no email, invalid email, unverified from that strategy. Motherfucker, am I not? Shit. Fuck. Oh, maybe here. Wait. Associate. Good. So I am doing it here, right? I am doing it. All good. So basically, facts. Our content security policy has A grade, right? Let me show you. So I'm aware that in the context of content security policy, I'm aware that I have some inline eval enabled, and I can't disable it because it comes from an external library, right? Which is actually even worse. Where the fuck was that service that I was using to test? Or whatever. I don't actually. Security header. Yeah, this is the one, right? So if we go to programmer network, I think we're getting A grade. So you can see. So I did a solid job here, right? But of course, like you said, we do have some stuff like unsafe evil, right? The problem is that the unsafe evil, right, comes from, or evil as we used to call it very long ago, it comes from the Cloudflare insights, right? So they have a script in there that needs that. So if I disallow that, then I can't have basically, let me show you what, if I go to code of conduct privacy policy, Cloudflare is running this thing called browser insights. So when you come to, I'm not collecting any data, especially not PII data, any sort of data. The only thing that Cloudflare is collecting is performance metrics for the website, right? So if I disallow them in the CSP, right, in content security policy, then this is not going to be working, right? So I trust them. I trust that their script is secure, basically, anyway, right? But I'm aware of it. But we are getting the A grade, so it's okay. We are handling as much as we can, right? That's what it is. Let's see this. Yeah, same shit. So you guys are getting the same shit. I need your opinion. I have to choose between a web app or desktop app, and I don't know which one to choose to learn because they look like the same. Well, they're not. They're fundamentally very different, right? If you're using Electron or Electron JS, or there's this new Rust-based web app thing, you have access to the file system fully. That's the major difference. So the major difference between, let's say, building a system-level app and building a web app. So for example, with Electron JS, you can use this NaN module. You can write native C++ plugins for Node.js, and then you can, so for example, if Electron.js doesn't provide some of the APIs for the system you're building for, you can actually build native C++ plugins for Node, and then you can map that to Electron, right? So it is vastly different. Web apps are mainly isolated in a Chromium in your browser, so, you know, and Google is basically making it more and more secure every year. So the way that you should make that decision is ask yourself, is the application that I'm building, does it require a system level access? So for example, do I need to tell the computer on Windows or Mac OS or Chrome OS or whatever not to fall asleep if I'm running? Why am I saying this? Well, I worked for almost 3 years as Electron.js developer, so I kind of did all of this shit, right? And so the fundamental question is, does your app need to interact with the operating system and the operating system APIs? And then which operating system you need to cover the most, right? So Electron.js, they try to unify their APIs to work almost exactly the same across different operating systems. But for example, I remember working with Windows Registry and working with some of the Windows APIs. They were vastly different than, let's say, Mac OS, right? So that's the difference. If you don't need, in simple words, if you don't need system level access to store files, read files, and then all of the other things, then you don't need a desktop app. That's, yeah, man, absolutely. I think I can record a video of my, I mean, all of this infrastructure is done manually by me. So none of this is running in the cloud. It's all running on Hetzner. Absolutely, man. I can also record a video and put it on YouTube. And of course, keep in mind one huge disadvantage of desktop app. It's huge disadvantage. This is actually very annoying. So there are several of them. So first of all, when you're building Electron, like Electron is very inefficient. So what Electron.js does, it wraps the whole Chromium runtime in itself because it doesn't support dynamic libraries, so it cannot use libraries that you already have on your own computer. So it's all kind of static, right? So it wraps everything in. So no matter how small your app is, you can have a React or Vue or Stencil.js or whatever app that's like 5 kilobytes inside of it. Your binary, your executable is still going to be like 30 megabytes because it has to ship with a lot of Chromium APIs. That's number one. Number two is you have to have a CDN where you're going to push this. You have like a file storage CDN where people are going to be able to download your executable. And the worst of all, the hardest thing of all for users is that somebody needs to download your shit, manually install it. So every time you push an update, Electron and some of those tools, they do support kind of incremental updates. Like you can set this up so they get the notification from your CDN or whatever when you deploy a new version, but that's actually very difficult to do. It's not as easy as it seems. So in simple words, if your application can be a web app, it should be a web app, because every time you push a new shit, the only thing user has to do is refresh the page, right? So that's a huge difference, right? I agree with you, Numinix. The biggest win of Electron, right? Think about it this way. Be pragmatic, right? Be pragmatic, right? Electron.js is great because when I worked maybe 4 or 5 years ago with Electron, 3 of us have built a system level app that work on Chrome OS, Mac OS, Linux, and Windows with 3 people. Same experience, almost same behavior, etc. So you would need 4 different teams or 3 or 2 at best with any other technology, right? So that is the strength of JavaScript, right? So it's clearly not performance. But some companies wouldn't exist if tools like Electron didn't exist, right? Um, well, hold up. How? Well, VS Code is actually not performant at all. VS Code is actually pretty horrible, right? I mean, it is performant because I'm running 16 core, 12,900K CPU with DDR5 and you know all of this shit. But VS Code is actually not performant. It's actually really, really bad, right? It's just performant because hardware keeps getting better year by year, and it kind of patches for the shitty software, right? Because software has never been so bad in history of software, actually. Like it has never been worse situation quality wise than today. Because if you open your fucking browser, it's using 3 GB of RAM right now, right? So nothing is actually right performant, right? So there's really no performance. Applications today are horrible, right? The good thing is we don't care for the most part because people are happy to buy new 1,000 euros phone every 1 or 2 years because like, yeah, my phone got slow. Well, your phone got fucking slow because the software you install on it is complete garbage, right? And I'm not stating that I'm not writing the same garbage. I am, but that's the ecosystem that we live in today. Nobody gives a shit about performance. And you have companies like Google and stuff who's like, yeah, performance. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about at Google, man? Like, seriously, which performance? Like my fucking Chrome right now is using 2 gigs of RAM, man. I have 2 fucking tabs open. What performance are you talking about? Like, look at this. You go to a fucking Google interview, man. They ruin you with algorithms and data structures and all of that bullshit. And then I come here and I have 2 fucking tabs open and it's 2 gigs of RAM, right? Like, what are you talking about, right? Which performance are you talking about, right? A fucking browser that has 2 tabs open. Come on, man. Should you upgrade to Windows 11? Absolutely, you should. Yes, you definitely should. Okay, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Okay, let's. So why is it not clear? So that's good. So when we click add lecture, this is not clearing out. Okay, I see. Okay, so let's go to lecture form. I see why I had that crap. I see. Okay. It's like, oh yeah, you need to be perfect at algorithm data structures here at Google. And then I open my fucking task manager, man. Like, are you kidding me? Like, literally, like, are you kidding me? Like, 2 gigs of RAM for 2 tabs. What are you talking about? Which performance, man? How can you build a fucking browser that eats 2 gigs of RAM for two freaking tabs and then ask someone to traverse a fucking graph in 16 different ways? I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Look at VS Code, man. Look at VS Code. Like, this is just one of the processes. 773 megabytes. For what? For this? 700 megabytes for this? Like, literally, is this 700 megabytes? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Which performance, right? Ridiculous, man. Like, everybody's using that word very vaguely, but nobody knows what it means. Fucking hilarious, man. I don't get that. Performance, and then you open an average app that you use every day, and it's like using more RAM than a video game, right? I mean, literally, some video games don't use 2 gigs of RAM, and they have to load static assets, videos for cinematics, and all of that shit, right? And they still don't use 2 gigs of RAM. Ridiculous, man. Just freaking ridiculous. Like, crazy shit. Crazy shit. Okay, great. Good. Okay. Invalid YouTube URL. Actually, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's fix that in the API as well. Create lecture. Update lecture. Lecture body schema. Okay. So that schema is correct, actually. Ah, we didn't reinstall this crap here. That's why. Okay, let's do that, right? Yeah, that's why. Sure. Sako. Leer, fleer, bleer. You know, when you write 17 different words, you want to type clear, but you're like leer, leer, kier, clear, you know, everything except clear. It doesn't want to write it. It's just like, no, not going to write it like today at all. Beer, fear, whatever, just doesn't want to type clear. It's, you know. Elvis, sorry for my ignorance, started learning about programming. I'm curious, how does someone could build a... It's a very good question, man. It's a very good question. And actually, when I was a bit younger, but not too young, I actually did that. Let me share my story with you. So how could you build a framework yourself, or a view library, right? So how could you build a view library? You're asking, right? Let me tell you. Give me just 1 second. So essentially, so this is how this starts, right? So, and this is kind of a great discussion, because a lot of people say, why do we need frameworks today? Why don't we just use plain JavaScripts, right? So this question is associated. Let me elaborate. So if you want to ever build a framework or library of any sort, right, you first have to go through the pain of not having it. So the most fundamental thing, so you cannot build a good framework or good library without suffering before it. It's impossible, because you don't know what to build, because you haven't faced the problems of such kind before, right? So this is how I would build it, and this is what I did when I was younger. I used to build a library, UI library as well, and the API, the UI was called Feezy, front end easy, and the backend one I don't remember. It's been a long ago. So this is how you do it. What I would suggest you to do if you want to build a JavaScript view framework, right, is this: use the native DOM API, right? So use the document object model, you know, get element by ID, you know, and the newer ones, and then try to build the application natively. Then what you're gonna start doing, you're gonna realize, like, shit, man, it doesn't make sense to render HTML into the actual application and then operate on the HTML. So now I should actually be operating on the data. So I should have some sort of renderer, and I should have some data model. So when my data changes, my renderer should reflect that. So instead of me operating, so for example, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, we used to use like plain JavaScript jQuery. And for many of us back then, beginners, I would be like, find this thing in HTML and get the value off of it, because I didn't know that I should be actually operating on the data, not on the markup, right? So this is how you start. So you build the application first like that, and then you see, oh shit, man, this is so inefficient. So let me turn this thing into a function. So for example, jQuery, let's say you're using get element by ID, and then you're doing 5 other things, right? So you need to go through this process to realize why frameworks exist, right? And frameworks, of course, exist to support the businesses, to make the hiring easier, and all of this stuff. But fundamentally, frameworks exist because we, as a species, we are not reinventing the same shit over and over again, because the business would be impossible to do, hiring would be impossible, and it just doesn't make sense. So if somebody asks you, why do you need a library or framework? We need it because, you know, we don't want to reinvent the same thing all the time. So, but the only way you can build any good library is to be exposed to the problem of not having it. Because if you're not, because a lot of new developers today who actually started with React and Vue.js and Angular, Ember, Knockout, and 500 others, they don't actually know that pain. Because when you start with this, you're like, yeah, wow, I just create this component, and then I create another one, and then I combine them into the third one. It's so easy, it makes sense. Well, it is easy, but it hasn't been always easy. And you should actually appreciate that it is easy, because it safeguards you. It encapsulates you and safeguards you against a lot of issues, right? So that's how. So if you want to build a library, start from the plain APIs that exist in the browser. So for example, you would say, fuck man, how do I make my app single page app? How do I do that? Then you would discover HTML5 history API. Then you would learn how to map the history state in the browser to your state in the application. So you could say, you know, if we would sit now together and build like say a version of React router itself, you would literally have a mapping between the URL and the state in the state object of the browser to some state in the render in your UI. So you're saying, hey, when this is slash this, render this thing and then associate it and put some HTML on the page, right? And then you would discover other APIs more and more as you build it, right? But that's how it works. There's no other way. So yeah, that's how it works. That's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for the follows. I was talking like a fucking machine. I couldn't say thanks. Okay. That's good. That's great. So that worked, right? Update also works. Beautiful. My pleasure, man. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we fixed that shit. That's how it works. Lip Lunch, thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for supporting this project, man. I appreciate it. All right, cool. So that's good. Let's see, actually, if I go to the course. Thank you very much for the compliment, man. I'm not good, man. It's just been sitting on this like this for many years, so it's just comes with some experience. But thank you very much for the compliment, man. Always nice to hear. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, we have glitches like this, right? And we should probably limit the amount of text, or we should break word. The problem is we cannot break word here because this is a single word, right? Nice. Okay, somebody knows some music here. Jay, sounds good. Thank you very much for coming. So I think we should just trim stuff here or whatever, right? Have you looked into... No, I have not, honestly. Yeah, we should use ellipsis. Give me 1 second. It's just a lot of great questions tonight. So just... So keep in mind, man, Soar, that I'm not using any library for so I'm not using, so all of this stuff is built by me manually, right? So I'm not using any front-end library. I'm just using Tailwind, but all of the stuff, all of the components are built by me manually, right? So right now I'm not using any, but I'm actually gonna instantly, it's interesting. I like to learn new things and stay up to date. And this looks nice. I mean, this follows my style, except it's rounded. I like very flat things, but I respect this. It looks similar to what I built. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I actually like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, pretty much what I built, right? Yeah, very nice, man. Very nice. I mean, if easily I could use, right? Easily I could try. Or if I would turn what we have for programmer network into a library, which we probably will at one day, right? This is probably how it's gonna end up anyway. So yeah. Actually, Sako, we have that on our to-do. I think that's coming in one of the next streams, right? So I need to finalize those courses. We need to add this GDPR consent. But I think, where is it? Cheat sheets. I think, yeah, here it is. Let's move it to the top here, right? I want to do this because of SEO, because I think if we could build some nice cheat sheets, it could be good to... Features before legal. Yeah, I mean, fuck it as well. I agree. It's just I don't want to get in trouble. So somebody said use ellipsis, right? I agree. So it's clear at this point on that we are not going to do much work today in this stream, and that's perfectly fine. I actually enjoy the discussions a lot. That's okay. Where the hell is this crap? Are we in the front end land? Yeah, we are. Okay. Shit. All right, so let me find this. Where is yeah, I know. Just give me 2 seconds. That's good, man. I mean, honestly, I'm actually happy to hear that, dude, because it's good to it's when I hear an argument, oh, that's such an old song. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean, man? Like, does the song have to be good to sound good? It's like ridiculous, right? Oh, we used to listen to that 4 seconds ago. That's no longer new. Okay, great. So how do we do ellipsis in Tailwind? Ah, shit. Give me a second. I forgot to. I was just messing up with some shit. Tailwind, whatever, right? Thank you, everybody, for your follows and stuff, guys. Very much appreciated. Appreciating that. Man, actually, we're almost the same age. I'm almost 35 as well. That's cool. Ellipsis, text ellipsis. Yeah, let's see. I think we're probably gonna need some overflow or something. So what else are we missing here? So text ellipsis, but I think we still need something else, right? Overflow ellipsis. Like, I don't actually remember how was that done in Tailwind, right? He lives in your town. Jesus Christ, man. So who suggested ellipsis? Wait, Tailwind text. It is, but it doesn't work. Shit. Come on, man. But I think for text ellipsis to work, you need to have a max width or something, right? Or width. Let's just try that randomly. I just want to say width. Let's just try whatever, some arbitrary value, right? Beautiful, Sako. I love you. Let me just copy paste that. I am actually very good at copy pasting. That's my main skill, basically. Overflow. What else did we have? White space, yeah. Beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. Great. Oh yeah, dude, what the hell? This is like a destiny. Somebody mentioned white space. Yes, Sako, and now we're listening to Whitesnake. Super true. All right, so that's great. That's good. Let me just go back. So let's add another section. Whitesnake kicks ass. Cool. Tell me it's alright. We can't create a section. What? Profanity is not allowed. Okay, so why are we not getting that here? Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Let's fix that because we did. ABBA could be good, man. My parents, when I was very young, used to listen to ABBA. That could be very interesting. Yes. Handle create section. I see. Give me 1 second. So this is actually accurate, and this is also accurate, right? Are we not associating like this stuff that I've built here? Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look what the hell is happening. Shit. Let's just use profanity so we can get the... So yeah, so we're failing. That's good. This is beautiful. I like so much when I actually find those things because, you know, building all of this live on stream, it's just sometimes very difficult. So like it's always super nice to... Section form. Okay, wait a minute. So... And wait a minute, section form. So that's where we are, right? Yes, correct. And where is the... Okay, let's actually go back here. Handle create section. Yeah. Just like why is that error not under quotes propagating to our crap? Oh no, this is a lecture. Sorry. Shit. Because we don't have a reference to the form here. Okay, this is why. So what? Section form data, but where's the form here? Form is inside. Okay, my bad. Okay, shit, my bad. Where's the form? Over here, right? Yes, okay. Try that again. Crap. Nope. Wow, okay, very interesting. So, okay, well, this is kind of logical in a way, right? So we do end up here somehow. So we do pass the validation, right? Which is super strange. Where is it? Handle create. Yeah, so we do pass this point, right? So let's actually go print that there, right? So we should probably take this out, but doesn't actually matter now. So we pass this point and we shouldn't. So that's maybe the problem. Let's see. Because we're not allowing like profanity in the input fields and stuff. Okay, so form state, this is my own custom stuff. So yeah, there's no error set on it. What? Shit, wait a minute. Let's go to the API. Create section. Create, oops. Wait, is this the controller? It is. Let's go to the actual router, right? Yeah. Let's see what we're saying here. So where is it? Body, yeah. I see what the issue is. Okay, cool. So the issue is that I'm using the secure string. I've built this custom validator. I have built like an isomorphic library for both. So my both frontend and backend are using the same code, right? That's the beauty of JavaScript, right? So I built this third library that I'm installing on both ends, so I can use exactly the same validators. Drop the database. Thank you very much for staying this long, man. I hope to see you tomorrow again. So this is the secure. I have this secure validator that does a lot of stuff, right? So it does a lot of stuff, and along the lines, it checks for Unicode characters, space characters, combined characters, disallowed characters, white space characters, and then the bad words, which is the profanity, right? So this thing basically, like, I have this get bad words, and then I have the bad words here. You can see anal shit, anus, R's, and stuff like that, right? You can see this kind of list. I guess I don't have a word wrap set, right? But yeah, so those are just the attempts, right? The legendary regex, exactly. Okay, so it's not my words, it's just the code, right? What can I say? I mean, this is nothing illegal, right? I mean, it's just, I'm saying don't say this, guys, right? Do not say ever any of those things. Please be kind. Especially in Programmer Network. I don't know if you guys saw the rules on Programmer Network, but let me just tell you. On Programmer Network, there's really no democracy, okay? The code of conduct, I wrote it manually. It's very, very short. Give me 1 second. Any form of inappropriate behavior will lead... No, I didn't. Shut up. I didn't. So any form of inappropriate behavior will lead to a permanent ban. We intentionally avoid providing an exhaustive list of what constitutes inappropriate behavior with the expectation that our members are intellectually, morally, and empathetically advanced individuals, inherently understand and upholds the principles of respect, professional. So in simple words, the only rule of this platform, if you're an asshole, is like an instant ban. And you can complain to whoever you want. Very simple rules. I wrote them myself, and everybody told me how great they are. No democracy for idiots. Fucking assholes don't deserve anything, let alone some sort of democratic right to complain. Fuck you. Complain to someone else. Anyway, that's the rules. That's how it is. And that's the platform I want to build. And imagine somebody comes to me and says, fuck your platform. You are expecting me to be kind. It's literally like you just neglect people up front. You know, it's like, I cannot call people with racist shit on this shitty platform. Fuck that platform. That's exactly what I want to achieve, right? I want to literally those people not to come, right? Okay, what did I want to do? Fuck. Oh, yeah. Fucking asshole. Okay. I hate Twitter, man. I mean, I removed Facebook with my wife like 13 to 15 years ago. I don't have any of that shit, right? Those platforms are pretty horrible. Not fully sure you can find nothing in life is absolute, so nothing in life is just horrible and not. But I think, yeah, those platforms are not very great. Not very great, to be honest. If you ask me, at least. Okay, great. So now it works. Beautiful. The only solution is instant ban. Instant ban. It works super good, trust me. Instant ban. It literally works, right? It's so easy. It's so easy. You just instantly remove it. And now you can go and behave like that, like somewhere else, right? What is to discuss? You know, if you're a piece of shit and you're like, this is how my brain works. If you're like 30 years old or 20 or 40, right? And some moderator has to explain to you that calling someone names is not good, then it's too late for you, right? You get what I mean? So if you're fucking 30 years old and I have to tell you how to behave, you're fucking stupid like shit, okay? Like if somebody has to explain you as an adult that insulting other people is not cool, even if it's on the internet, you know what I mean, right? So if somebody has to explain a fucking 40 years old not to be a piece of shit, then the system has failed. The parents have failed, right? Someone has failed in that process, right? And that's how it is, man. I don't disagree with you, Lip Lunge, right? You're probably right, right? It's hard to control that, right? So, I don't disagree with you at all, and I'm very personally, right? This is not something that I think is ever gonna become some sort of Twitter or some shit, right? Clearly not. But if it can become a platform like some of those, like what was the platform that we recently added in the profile? Something with M. What was that other? but I get you, right? Money does change things, right? That's how it is, right? And I think yeah, Mastodon. I think the way that in my view, I think where the social platforms are going to go in the future are exactly going to work like this, right? I think that times of Facebooks and Twitters and building those sorts of billion users type of platforms, I think it's over, right? I think the future of social platforms, if there is a future at all, is going to be based on very specific platforms like this. I'm not saying that this shit is ever going to become something, but I'm saying I think platforms are going to exist, all sorts of platforms, and they're going to have people that adhere to the values of the platform, right? So I think I simply think that's the future, right? So it's not going to be about, oh, I'm on this platform where everyone is there. I don't think people are going to give a shit. It's going to be slightly different. It's going to be like I am on the platform where my values align with that those people on that platform, right? So that's why I think it's super crucial to adhere to your values. Like many people here have told me, especially when I talk about those things, like, you know, they asked me about things like, right? Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's also true, Panos. I'm not also disagreeing with that. Let's just, course, fixes 100%. It's also true. I think that fundamentally in life, right, there's nothing more that people crave for than place to belong, right? I think that social platforms are not about having a rich text editor or some shit like that. I think it always has been exactly about the social aspect of it, right? It's like feeling that you belong somewhere, right? Everybody wants to belong, right? To somewhere, right? That's just how it works. So I think fundamentally that's why platforms are always going to exist, because people will always, human beings are always going to have the most fundamental need to belong, right? I don't think that there's more humane feeling in life than needing to belong, right? This is I can say this is one of the very absolute things in life. After that, one of the absolute things in my opinion is there's nothing wrong for people of not belonging or being rejected, right? That's the worst, right? The problem with those things, as you said, with the money, is that there's a difference between startups and hyper startups, right? I think a lot of people today, they see an opportunity, they capitalize on it, and they move to something else. They need to grow super fast under the umbrella of competition and stuff. But you don't have to build a hyper startup. You don't have to do that, in my opinion, right? You can still build something that can generate profit for your salary or salary of 2 3 people and still be there. But I think you need to do a lot of human side of things right to achieve that, right? So you need to build a community, right? And that's the hardest part, right? I think that's literally fundamentally the most hardest part of this project as well. It's like, how do you get the people and how do you build a community around that, right? Is this the library thing? Yeah, let's close that shit. Quora was a platform that I really liked initially. I actually spent time there. I spent answering questions back in the day. And then, you know what happened to me on Quora? I shared my opinion on Quora about something controversial, something political. It was fully professional. I didn't insult anyone, whatever. And then they started deleting that shit, man. And when I saw that, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm out of here, right? You can of course delete inappropriate stuff, blah blah blah, but sharing, something that you disagree, removing something that you disagree with, just because you disagree with it, right? It's like, yeah, it was that was really bad. That was super bad. Okay. Shit. What? Give me 1 second. There is something fishy here, I think. Do we have the same issue here with the... Yeah, I think we have the same issue with the profanity type. No, must not have fewer than... Okay, so we'll need to, yeah, must not have fewer than 5 characters. Okay, min length 5. Let's see, where is that? So it's this thing, right? So let's literally copy this schema and use it in the front end as well. So let's go to, because again, it's isomorphic in a way. We actually don't, yeah. So let's go to section form. Let's go course. Let's go to, what would this be? This would be a course form, right? No, handles create section, get course, handle create. Ben, thank you very much for checking in, dude. I appreciate it very much. I know how it feels, man. I'm also exhausted. I'm desperately waiting for August to have my vacation. I'm also like super tired. Super tired, man. Rion, what are you working on today? I mean, honestly, nothing major to share, to be honest with you now, mainly because it's been a lot of discussion, very nice discussion, so I haven't genuinely done much, I must admit. But it's just fixing some bugs, and so it's a bit more chill, because yeah, in such circumstances like now, there's no chance we could do anything like super major, mainly because yeah, it's just too much chat, right? No, I do not. No. I only make good energy and fun. I mean, this stream has really grown on me, I must admit, right? It has grown because it's fun, and I meet, Sako, for example. He became my real life friend. He's actually coming over with his wife this week into our place to hang out with me and my wife. So and stuff like that. So it's I gained more human stuff maybe, but money wise, no, not yet. Hopefully one day, maybe. If there's some value in this, then yes. Right now there's no value yet. And it takes many years to build a social platform. When I say build, I mean to get the people, to get some to stick and do something on it, right? So it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? It's going to take several more years of those streams, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, you can sign up. It's a public site, right? You can go and sign up if that's what you mean. Ah, shit, my bad. Okay, good. So that works. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So let's say here, update create course schema. Ah, okay. Most of my time spent at Quora was answering people's tech-related questions, from creating C# GUI applications without the need for Visual Studio to using Lua's. Nice. I did write Lua with C++, maybe 11 years ago, last time. And I did use some, when I was very young, I wrote Visual Basic 6, and that was the that was the graphical user interface I used in Visual Studio. I remember the old-fashioned Visual Studio, the white theme, the purplish, I think it was purple or blue, I don't remember. Okay, let me just write some things down in our backlog because I saw a few things that we still have to do. I'm probably gonna do them off stream before tomorrow, and then we do something more fun. So let's write down. So users cannot remove the entire course. What else do we have? When creating a course, label value label is not properly shown when choosing between free or premium course. How you decided to go into this? One made struggles is that start something and don't see it until completion. The thing is so actually somebody asked me a minute ago what do I gain out of this, right? So what did I gain out of the stream? And let me tell you one thing. I think I gained something so valuable that no money can pay for. So past year, I've been streaming now for almost a year. I think one of the most fundamental lessons that I learned when it comes to building anything. Now, no matter how much time I have a kid, I have a wife, I have a full-time job, I can only do this in the evening for 2 or 3 hours that I'm streaming, right? But one of the most fundamental lessons I learned is that consistency and persistency is really everything. This is not some bullshit, right? It's everybody kind of knows this, but I have truly internalized it. So for example, a lot of people give up upfront because the expectations of something are unrealistic. So for example, I know that I can't do this 8 hours a day or 10 or 15. So I know that I can do it as much as I can, which is sometimes not at all in some days, and sometimes I can do it like this 2-3 hours a day. And I have aligned my expectations of progress with that. So for example, obviously if I had 10 hours to work on this a day, I would have done a lot more, right, than what I have now. But in simple words, you have to just keep on showing up. There's really no, you don't need a book about this. This can be explained in 1 minute. You need to decide what it is that you want to build and what is your motivation behind it. Do you just want to learn something and that's why you're building it? Do you want to build a company? Do you want to build some passive income? So you first have to decide why, and then you have to just learn the consistency. You have to find something that motivates you to keep doing it whenever you can. Also, I recently saw one picture a couple of weeks ago. The picture looks like this, right? It has a bunch of circles like this. It has a bunch of circles like this. And then many circles are green, right? Green, green, green. And then red. And then, green, green, right? And then some more red ones, right? Here and there, right? Something like this, right? I'm gonna get to the point in 2 seconds, right? So I saw a picture like this that speaks of consistency, right? So imagine those are the days that imagine you start a project. It's fine that sometimes you don't do something, right? So it's perfectly fine that they're red dots. You skipped the day, you had something else to do in your life, etc., etc. But as long as this list of those boxes is more green than it's red, you're making progress, right? And you're making it gradually. So that's what I'm doing with Programmer Network, right? I'm showing up as much as I can, and I sometimes have a 30 minutes, sometimes I stream, sometimes I don't. But I'm realistic with that time, right? There's no chance that anytime soon I'm gonna have 8 hours, 10 hours to work on this. So you really need to build up the consistency. You cannot be born with this. You cannot just learn this randomly. You have to keep showing up. For example, let me give you an example of the stream. When I started streaming, right, a year ago or whatever, I had like 2 viewers or 1 for like 3 months. And this is what people don't get. So, many people give up front because it is a grind, right? Even if you want to build yourself on Twitch, it's not really strictly correlated to the quality of you. I, for example, as a streamer, am probably skill-wise way ahead some that has more viewers. but it's more about showing up. It's building the stuff. So it's the same with the project, right? You just have to have enormous amount of patience, and you need to build the consistency, right? Otherwise, if you don't, then so there's nothing else really. That's how it is, right? You have to prioritize. You have to quit on your other hobbies. So if you have other hobbies, you have to give. I at least, for example, if I wanted to record music now and make some music, I would have to stop streaming because the only extra time I have, I spend on the stream, right? So I've made a decision to do this and not something else. If I wanted to play a video game, then I wouldn't show up here, right? So you have to kind of figure out what's the time that you have available and then work around that, right? Nobody can do that for you. All right. And don't forget, very few people on the planet have ability to do this, right? I mean, there's literally almost every other thing that I could do in life is probably more relaxing than this, right? So that's the fundamental thing that people have to realize is like there's the reason why some people are hyper successful and most of us are not. So 99.9% of us, the reason we're not hyper successful is, of course, we weren't born in rich families. There's a lot of other variables. But fundamental reason is that we're not willing to work more than others. So this is a simple logic in life. Of course, it doesn't apply to everybody. Some people on this planet are not so fortunate to be born at the right time, at the right place. I get that. But if we talk about some contained, normal Western case of an average person, the only reason why that person isn't, let's say, hyper successful is because to be hyper successful, you need to work 70, 80 hours a week, not 39 hours. That's the fundamental difference. And I genuinely believe that anyone can almost become hyper successful, but you need to work almost as twice. And people are not willing to do this, and people shouldn't be doing this. People finish work at 4, at least here in Denmark. They go do a bunch of other shit. They don't want to be doing another crap. Why would they? You go to beach, you go to a bar, you have a beer. So you fundamentally have to decide for yourself what it is that you want, right? Because this takes effort and time, and I could be playing video games now or sitting with my wife or whatever, right? Or a million other things, right? So that is that thing that you have to build or decide if you want to have at the first place, right? That is the difference, right? Okay. Author of the course should automatically be enrolled in its own course. So I mean, this is super minor things. We're gonna fix this relatively fast tomorrow, and then we can just finalize some of the UI glitches. And then I think this weekend I'm gonna create some first course, and then this kind of shit kind of sucks. I don't know. Is there? Where do we expose the courses link? Anything we can do on the courses landing page. Thank you everybody for your follows. I think, guys, I think I'm gonna stop here. I've been streaming now for what 2 hours 15 minutes. It's good for me tonight. We'll continue tomorrow. I need to work tomorrow, and a lot of people are going to vacation. So let's. But we had some good discussions. I really enjoyed it. It was super cool. 2 hours. Haven't done much work. It doesn't really matter. we're gonna do it tomorrow. It's not a sprint, as I said. My pleasure, Lip Lunge. Thank you very much for being here, man, as well. I mean, it's genuinely appreciate. I like when people are vocal and when they're actually asking things, because it's always more natural than just me having a monologue here without any back and forth. So yeah, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you for the new people who met me for the first time. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Yeah, I'm gonna see my wife a bit now. And 404, good night to you as well, brother. And you know, stay well, be well, do something good for yourselves as always. Take care. And Panosa, thank you very much, man. Can't wait to meet you in person as well. G Bounty, you've been around for so long. Thank you, man, for that. I appreciate you being here every time. So thank you for coming. Sako, Lyso, Bounty, Tin, and all of you, Panosa. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much, guys. Be well, stay well, take care of yourselves. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye. Peace.